Hello, Beybladers. Welcome back to another Beyblade Burst unboxing. The final unboxing for the DB system. We got the B193 Ultimate Valkyrie Legacy Variable Dash 9. This is presumably the final Valkyrie, in fact, because this month the Beyblade Burst manga is officially ending. Now, there will be one more anime season after this, but honestly, I doubt that we're gonna see another Valkyrie created, especially since Ultimate Valkyrie specifically is designed to have elements from the previous Valkyries. So it wouldn't make any sense to have another Valkyrie after this, since that's the main purpose of Ultimate. It's supposed to be all the Valkyries are combined into one. They're supposed to render. I like how it's pretty much the same pose except just like different drawing. That's pretty cool. And now we got the back. There it is. That is supposed to talk about its ultimate /V. Pretty much has this rubber swords around each of its blade. On its blade, I mean. Doing heavy attack damage. This is supposed to be the ultimate attack type Bey. We got the Valkyrie 2 core. The ultimate blade. The 9 armor. 9 is actually the number of the amount of Valkyries that have been released. If you don't count God Valkyrie and Strike God Valkyrie as separate Beys. We got Legacy and Variable Dash. So yeah, it's crazy because this Valkyrie is actually pretty simple because it doesn't have any crazy gimmicks like a bound attack or a jumping gimmick like Savior. It's not even part of the overdrive system, which I do think is kind of a missed opportunity, but at the same time, sometimes simple is better. First up, Variable Dash. So Variable was the second driver on Valkyrie, coming on Victory Valkyrie specifically, and I like it because it's actually the same color scheme as the Evolution driver from Brave Valkyrie. Actually, I'm pretty sure this one is a slightly lighter blue, so it might be referencing Chozy Valkyrie more than Brave. But Variable and Evolution are basically the same driver for the most part. They feature a rubber tip with 3 segments. The first segment is 6 inner spikes, the second segment is 14 outer spikes, and the final segment is a flat base. As you use the driver, these spikes will wear down, changing its performance over time. Eventually, they will wear down enough to where it gets to the next segment, which is known as its awakening. When it awakens, it becomes far more aggressive and has better attack power, but it's also more difficult to control and has less stamina. Once you get rid of the 14 spikes, you then get to the flat base, which is known as its super awakening, which is just a better version of that in terms of attack and aggression, but even has worse stamina and control. So, yeah. There's a chance that this driver may not be good on this combination specifically because DB discs are very low, so they can have the chance to scrape. So you might want to use Evolution Dash, but don't quote me on that just yet, since I haven't actually tested it out yet. The disc is Legacy. Once again, another throwback to Victory Valkyrie, as it's pretty much designed to look like the boost disc. It has 6 blades that slope downwards, so when used on a right rotating Bey, it's supposed to create a strong downforce, which on something like Valkyrie would increase the combination's aggression. It also has 4 holes in the center, which is referencing the 6 disc on God Valkyrie. And 2 of the blades have this little Z design here, which references the Zenith disc from Chozy Valkyrie, which also did a similar thing. Also, this disc is pretty much like a counterpart to the Karma disc, as Karma does the same thing except it's used for left spin Beys, which is interesting because that's exactly what the disc for Victory Valkyrie and Lost Longinus, being Boost at 9, did. So, nice callback. And here we have the completed lair, Ultimate Valkyrie 9. If you look at the 9 armor, we have 3 golden points there. But if you look really closely, there are little W's inside these 3 blades, which is meant to be a callback to the wing disc, as they vaguely look like actual wings. And there are 9 points in total of these parts, which again references the amounts of Valkyrie. So in a weird way, this armor has a wing from all the previous Valkyries that were ever made. Next up is the Ultimate Blade, which of course has many different references. The actual shape of the blades is like the original Valkyrie, because the swords are actually pointing the direction of Valkyrie's rotation, instead of having the tip of the swords pointing the opposite direction of the base rotation. It has red rubber coating around each of these blades, which is probably vaguely representative of Chosie's Valkyrie's awakening state, where the red rings would pop out, obviously. Of course, red rubber was on Savior Valkyrie and on Brave. So the rubber is the same color scheme as the rubber on Brave Valkyrie's 2A chassis. These three corners here, between each of these swords, are designed like Winning Valkyrie. And if you actually look at the angles, it's also similar to Winning Valkyrie, as these parts slope downwards, while as these parts slope this way, while these slope that way. And because this is a pretty short combination, especially in low mode, it can provide some pretty good upper attack, of course, so that's really cool. And if you look really closely, there is a little hole at the edge of each blade, which is referencing Slash Valkyrie, as it also had aerodynamic holes to give it better, to just make it aerodynamic. It also has the same exact stickers as the original single layer Valkyrie. But of course, the rubber has a pretty sharp point at the front, and that's where its ultimate slash V comes from. It does make a V shape. And because of this definitely has incredible, and I mean incredible, attack power, which is definitely needed, as we definitely need some more strong attacking blades for DB. And finally, we have the Valkyrie core. So as you can see, it does have Volt's little cheek mark that was on Brave Valkyrie and Savior. Right there. It also has red markings, like Savior Valkyrie, specifically this part right here, which makes this little S shape. In fact, if you look at these two parts together, it kind of vaguely looks like a 1 and a 5, which would reference the amount of seasons beybladeburst has currently. And because it has this little V shape on top and this part, you can also argue that this, in a way, references the original two Beyblades of Burst, being Valkyrie and Spriggan. The emblem in the center is designed straight off from the Strike God ship on Strike God Valkyrie. Unfortunately, it's not made of metal, it's just plastic, which I think is really lame. But, oh well. And the overall shape of the core is reminiscent of Victory Valkyrie, as Valkyrie's face is at an angle and on the left, while the wings are curving upwards on the right. And in fact, the little V on top is also designed from Slash Valkyrie. So, there you have it. Here is Ultimate Valkyrie in high mode. And here is the completed combination, Ultimate Valkyrie in low mode. Also, I kind of messed up the orientation, but I'll fix that later. So let's get into test battles.
And now that all those test battles are done in the books, I can say that Ultimate Valkyrie is an incredible attack type Bey, worthy of being the final DB Bey created, and probably is going to be my new favorite DB Bey very soon, especially when it awakens. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and see y'all next time. The Valkyrie Legacy.